Welcome back, guys. We are another episode with, man, this guy is awesome. Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank. This guy is amazing. Watch the whole entire episode. He does a doozy. He wants to squeeze the heads of China. But just today, Trump was saying that he wanted to, or he is going to make a deal with China. So that's good. Here we go.
We need to circle the wagons and the automobiles and whatever we've got around China. China is our adversary. China.
Yep.
Joining us now, O'Leary Ventures Chairman Kevin O'Leary. Mr. Wonderful, great to see you. We need to circle the wagons and the automobiles and whatever we've got around China. China is our adversary. China's not a rival.
Yeah, that's true. You know, the market's already moved on. We're making an assumption that there will be deals with Europe, the rest of the countries. I don't know if it's going to be reciprocal at 10% or zero. That's happening. But the China deal is different. There's a large negotiation here that goes beyond just tariffs. I've been an advocate for 400%. I wish they'd go right to the top, just shut down trade until she comes to the table. I'm focused on IP theft and correcting the WTO access to resolving trade disputes. As a guy that does business there, wow, I've been screwed. And I'm kind of tired of it. And so are millions of others who've had all their IP ripped off. I don't just want a trade deal with China. Trade with China isn't trade because they steal all the IP. So
that's the problem. All our business people are they're just getting pissed because China's stealing everything from America, and these guys got to pay for that.
What they do is they steal the IP out of the U.S. after it's a proven product in the market, manufacture it there, and trade it back to us. That's not the trade I want. No. So I'm just speaking out for American entrepreneurship and IP across every company that's been ripped off by China. I want that resolved in the deal. So great for everybody else. Love the European thing. Wonderful. All that. That's great. Let's deal with China. Let's get this thing worked out because we're in an economic war with them. No more ripping off the IP. Done with that.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's not just about trade. It's also about the fentanyl tariff that the president talks about. It's about what's going on in space, the war that is going on there that we're going to talk about later in the show. There are a lot of other components to do that. So strategically, should the president be cutting deals with the Vietnams and South Koreas and Japans of the world and put the pressure on Japan that way or on China that way? How would you play this out and do it if you were the president?
No, I like what he's doing. I mean, Vietnam only has a $30 billion economy, so the trade deficit's going to be there forever. I moved a company out of China called Love Pop Greeting Cards, HP Lasers. They're manufacturing them in Vietnam. Work out a deal, whatever the reciprocal tariffs are or zero tariffs, I don't care. But what I want to see happen is say, look, everybody, let's get a economic union with Europe, with Mexico, with Canada. And the Canadian deal, we can get a lot of minerals and energy from there. That would be fantastic. And then go to China and say, look, we got everything we need. We're the largest economy on earth. If you talk about a NAFTA union in North America, say, look, we're 39% of the consumer market worldwide. We're 26.1% of world GDP. We still are the number one economy. And we know you want to become that, but you can't do it by cheating and stealing. So if you want to compete, great. Let's level the playing field. Let's get access to your markets. Let's be able to resolve trade disputes. And by the way, while we're talking here, the Chinese companies don't abide by GAAP on the NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange. Let's delist them until they do, because they're raising money in the American market and they're not even abiding by the securities laws. I have to abide. I have to pay millions in compliance, and I'm competing against a Chinese guy. I'm done with that too. Let's squeeze the heads. Let's work this thing out.
Yeah, let's squeeze them. And we're squeezing all the countries. Our country buys more products from China than any other country. And so China's sort of screwed. A lot of other countries are screwed too, is because we give a lot of money to them.
And on to this, Kevin. Federal Reserve Chief Jay Powell not only stalling on
Loser.
cutting interest rates,
Jay Powell.
as Kudlow guest Judy Shelton described, Jay Powell made a passive-aggressive, gratuitous attack aimed right at undermining President Trump's agenda yesterday. And Mr. Trump is done with all of it.
I don't think he's doing the job. He's too late, always too late, a little slow, and I'm not happy with him. I let him know it, and if I want him out, he'll be out of there real fast, believe me. The only thing that's gone up actually is interest rates, because we have a Federal Reserve Chairman that is playing politics. In Europe, as you know, they reduced him, I guess 7 times. It looks like they're going to reduce him again and again and again. But our guy wants to play cute.
Kevin,
wants to
should
play
Jay
cute.
Powell be fired?
Yes.
Would you fire him?
This is a tough nut. You know, the toughest job in the economy is chair of the Fed. They get beaten up by every administration. This passion play is played out forever. Every president, every executive office has always gone to the Fed and said, do what I say. And the Fed, being independent, says, well, wait a second. We have a dual mandate, got employment, got inflation. And what Powell's doing right now is saying, tell me when you're going to resolve China. Let me interpret this. He's saying, I'm not going to cut rates until you cut the deal with China. Because if we don't get anything out of there for 6 months, we're going to have inflation. And I don't want to be part of that story. Cut the deal with China and we'll work it out. This is me interpreting what's going on between these two. They're squawking, they're talking. But that's how it works. But you can the Fed's independent. I got to be honest with you. They don't care what the president says. They never have.
Right. Well, I would fire his ass for his craptastic job he has done the last 4 years. I'm just saying that. Kevin O'Leary.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe he is doing a good job. I don't know, but I think he does need to lower interest rates. Come on, work with Trump, and the money starts flowing. XRP starts going higher. Just kidding. Hey, all right, guys. Nice seeing you guys again. We are freaking doing amazing. Thank you so much for sharing, liking, and subscribing. And we'll see you on the next episode. Thank you very much.